Hi, so we're
Well,
going to start with our presentation right off.
okay.
Let me share my screen.
I see your presentation. I will now mute myself.
Okay, perfect. So welcome to our presentation. It's called Energy in Motion. Now, who are we? We are a team of friends. We really are friends. This is Gonzalo and I am Fernanda. And the rest of our team is away on some personal trips and they can't be here with us, but we are here to talk on their behalf as well. And
So, well, what's Energy in Motion? So, we're senior high school students from PrepaTec Santa Catarina here in Nuevo León. And in our health class, we were tasked to come up with innovative ideas that help our society in some way. We have to base our ideas in one of the SDGs from the United Nations. In our project, we chose SDG number 4, that is quality education.
And since quality education is such a big topic with a lot of factors that we need to take account of, we decided to focus on the infrastructure because it's one of the most important topics for us and here in Mexico as well. And by using this camper technique, we brainstormed ideas to help improve our project. And we decided to focus on renewable energy, which leads us to our final product, which has probably nothing to do with SDG number 4, but it is a project that will hopefully help schools in some way.
So, well, infrastructure is a very big problem in schools here in public education here in Mexico. As well, many people know we're a third world country who is actively working hard to step up on the ladder. So our prototype and our project is a bicycle that makes electricity. So here you can see the bicycle, which is placed above stands in order for it not to move. It's not here, but there's supposed to be a wheel close to the motor that moves and starts also moving the motor. And because the motor gives us an alternating current, we place a diode rectifier bridge in order to change the alternating current to direct current. It will pass through some capacitors, so the capacitors can store some of the voltage and some of the voltage, and it will get into a voltage regulator because 12 volts is the minimum amount we need in order to, well,
generate electricity.
Yeah. So it will move and it will charge a battery, and then that battery will send the current into a converter.
Like a converter that then can produce electricity. We actually have our prototype here. It's in the testing stage. We still don't have anything perfect, but we have the motor here. And if we power it, we send current through this rectifier bridge, like direct current into the voltage regulator. We have seen that we don't need capacitors as of now because the voltage regulator regulates electricity pretty well, but we will probably need them later on. And then this is supposed to be charged to the battery, charge the battery, but we have the battery in a lab, so we couldn't bring it home. And then the battery is connected to the inverter that can produce electricity, direct current. And then our future ideas.
So a plan we had was also for kids to use these bikes in their physical education classes. So they could, well, make exercise while using the bike and provide electricity to their own school. So we wanted to make it fun and a competition. So we wanted to create a app like in smartwatches where it keeps track of how much time have you used the bike or how much distance, and whoever gets more distance out of the school can maybe get a prize or something by the teachers.
This is like a voltage sensor and a current sensor that allows us to connect it like to a mini computer. I forgot the name. It's a really weird name. a little computer that is this black thing over here that sends it to a voltage regulator that allows Wi-Fi to exist. And that Wi-Fi can send it to the app in our like smartwatch that we want to implement. That would look like something like this, that includes rankings and tables and comparisons and the effect students have on the world and how much electricity they have produced. And yes, and that's practically it.
Thank you very much. For me, it will be very motivating to know that whereas I'm exercising, I'm providing electricity for schools. I mean, this is a great goal. So this will be very motivating, and I'm sure I would stay healthy. It was a very, very nice idea.
Can I jump in for a second? Can you back up a few slides to where you showed all the parts? One more. Up right there. Perfect. So let me ask you a question. What you've got is you've got the generator spinning, and you're turning it into DC, and there you have a battery, and that's DC. That's direct current. Okay. And then you have another step where you're taking your inverter and you're turning it into AC. But most of the devices that we're using nowadays, our computers, our phones, all those things are DC devices. So why convert DC into AC only because you're going to convert it back into DC? Wouldn't it be more efficient to keep your DC and just operate your computer and other things directly from that?
Really, in public, since we're a third world country, public schools aren't really developed. And like lighting and electricity, like basic electricity is not DC. So I think we just focused on like public schools here in Mexico rather than on modern devices.
No, you're absolutely right. Most lighting is AC, okay? But now the most efficient lighting is LED lighting, which is DC. So they take the AC and they convert it down to DC. You already have the DC. I just think you're saving a step. You have less equipment, and every time you do a conversion of energy, you have a loss of energy. And by eliminating one step, you're going to have an even more efficient system.
You're right, we'll work on that.
To their point, Jake, all of my solar panels, I initially converted from DC to AC and then realized, oh, I should just put in DC lights. But I didn't think to look for DC lights. So I have done the same thing the two of you have done, thinking that would be more efficient. But Jake is right. I actually do get more battery life by just powering a DC light. But you wouldn't know that without talking to someone about it. So you're welcome. Here you go. There's your lesson. The physics of electricity.
Yeah, that's like the cool thing about these projects, where we can share and we can learn new things. Because we're like high school students, so we're not in, let's say, college, which is more specified on some topics.
But we're open to learn. We're very excited, and we got really interested in this topic. We got into a class not knowing anything, and we still don't know a lot, but we'll get there.
And you have to understand what's happening is the AC is the old way, and you're creating a new system. Don't create your new system to work with the old way. Create your new system to work in a new way. Very good project, though. Very good.
Thank you.
Before you go, I want to congratulate you on your presentation. Fabulous, colorful, engaging, interesting, easy to follow. Bravo. I love it.
Thank you for your time and the opportunity.
Although the person on the bicycle is making me very nervous. I think he's going to fall off.
It's our friend, our teammate, Rodrigo. We decided to put him on the bike.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.